Hey, welcome guys. Tony Porter, and it's tabletop dice baseball. Yes, sirree. And we're here with a classic game called Replay Baseball, and we're using the blue chart book, book 4. I don't know if you can see that. It's not in the picture. Let's see. Let's bring it up. There it is, book 4. See that at the bottom there? There's a lot of books. It makes it kind of complicated. I have a lot of these sets. I picked them up during COVID, and every so often I grab a set. Now, what I did with this replay is I decided I was going to play just a Ron Darling and Doc Gooden starts for 1984. So that's approximately, 60 starts, basically. I've played 60 games. And I'm in August, the beginning of August. In today's game, it's Doc Gooden versus Andy Hawkins and the San Diego Padres. And we've gotten through the first inning. Now what we're going to do is get through the bottom of the first. So we've gotten through the first half inning, and now we're going to get through the bottom of the first. And it's Wally Backman. He's a switch hitter. He leads off against Hawkins. Let's look. He is a righty thrower. And we rolled a 51. So we're going to look at the 5. It comes out to be a 4. And then the 1 is an 8. And that's ball 4. So that's a walk for Wally Backman. So I'm going to hit the base on balls there. And we got to run on first. And that's all right. Mookie Wilson. And that's a 4. Now that's an error number. That's an error number, and the infield is halfway. Right, the infield is halfway, and that error number 3 is I still haven't memorized some of this stuff. Doesn't take me long. Third base, right? It's a third baseman. Third baseman is Nettles. Nettles is a 2. So it's a 2 and 3 on the car. Oh, it's a 19. That's a 17 on Wilson. So let's see what that's going to end up being. Single off the infielder's glove. So a hot shot off of Templeton's glove. And that's going to put runners on first and second. That's the first hit of the game. And that's going to bring up Keith Hernandez. So you should definitely try this game. There's a couple of sets online, and they sell these sets periodically, the older sets. I think I have a couple of sets that I'm selling. I have like 386s, and that's a good set to buy. So reach out to me if you're interested in buying it. And Keith Hernandez is up, and that's a 2 on the pitcher card. So that's a 3, and then it's a 19, column 2, 19, column 2. What's that going to be? Let's see. It is a fly ball, a drive to right center field, and Gwynn on the run, and Gwynn runs it down. Let's see, anybody advance on a 19 with runner on third, runner on second with a 3, 4, and 5 speed. Bachman is a pretty fast guy, so I don't think I even have to look. His speed is a 5, so he's going to tag up and go to third. So let's back up out of that and then do the detail of fly ball to right, and then Bachman is going to go to third there. All right, so we got first and third, and that's going to bring up George Foster. Now, Foster played with the Mets until 86, I believe. And till, I think there was a game at the beginning of September in 86 where there was a brawl against the Reds, and Foster never came out of the dugout. So from that point on, he was given the silent treatment, and a week later he was released, George Foster. So he missed out on a big opportunity to be in a World Series. But he didn't want to go up against his original team. He figured that would be bad for his history. I don't know. So first and third, 1 out. Hawkins gets the sign from Kennedy. In the infield, we got Nettles, Templeton, Wiggins, and Garvey from left to right, from third base to first base. In the outfield, from left field to right field, we have Bobby Brown. McReynolds playing center field, and Gwynn in right field. Gwynn not a very good fielder with infield. I know the lower the better. Outfield. Anyway, we'll figure it out. George Foster. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 1-3. So it's a 2 and a 3 is a 6. Struck him out. And Foster blown away by Wiggins' fastball. And Hubie Brooks steps in the box. He's a right-handed hitter. Brooks on the season batting .292 with 15 home runs and almost 500 at-bats. And it's a 3-2, and that's usually a hit column. So it's going to be a 2, and a 2 is a 4, a 3-4. That's column 3, a 4 is not going to be a hit. That, I believe, is too low, and that's going to be a short fly to left field. Racing in is Bobby Brown, and Brown reaches it for the third out. So the Mets leave a couple stranded. We'll go top of the second. Nettles leads off against Dwight Gooden. And that's a 6-3, so that's going to be a 1. Excuse me. A 1 and a 3 is going to be a 17, and I think that's a deep drive. That's a deep drive way back. I believe this is going to be gone to right. Strawberry to the track. And that is, no, 17 is going to be to left field. And it's Foster. I thought that was going to be gone. And no, it stays in the park. So Nettle drives one to the opposite field. And Terry Kennedy. It's going to be a 5-4, and that's going to be a 3 with a 4. It's going to be a 30 on column 4. And infield in column 5. I'm sorry, what am I saying? 30 on column 5, and that's going to be a fly out to center. Short center racing in is Wilson, and Wilson gets there. 2 out. The thing with this game is you do, until you memorize the results like in APA, you do have to flip the pages, and it's a little bit, tiresome. Here's Kevin McReynolds, right-handed hitter against Gooden. It's a 2-3, and that should be, it's a 17, column 2. 17, column 2, and that's going to be a strikeout. So, Gooden already has, let's see how many strikeouts Gooden has. 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. And Strawberry leads off for the Mets against Andy Hawkins. And that's a 1 and a 2. It's a 2 and a 2. They struck him out. Went away. Next up is Ray Knight. Again, a hitter picked up from the Reds. That's a 1-5. A 2 and a 5 is a 7 under column 1. And that's going to be a pop-up middle infield. Second baseman Wiggins and Templeton by the bag, and it's Wiggins who calls off Templeton. So Ray Knight pops up for the second out of the inning. And here's Fitzgerald, Mike Fitzgerald. And it's a 4-4, and we got to go through the whole thing again. A 4 is a shortstop. And Templeton is probably a 3. He's a 2. So he's a 2 shortstop. 2 shortstop and a 1. That's going to be a ground ball. And nice play by Templeton. Fires a strike to Garvey. And that retires the side. So Fitzgerald bounces out. Here's Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown, 1980 Yankee. Remember that? They got rid of Mickey Rivers, who had a crazy breakout 1980 season, batted like .340 with the Texas Rangers. Bobby Brown replaced him in center field. Not a bad season. I think he batted about .280. That's a 3-4. That's a 2 and a 4 is a 21 on column 3. 21 column 3 is going to be a fly ball, a drive to center field, and Wilson on the run, and Wilson tracks it down. Here's Gary Templeton. It's from Gooden. 2-2. And that's going to be a 12, column 2, 12. That may be a ground ball that gets through the infield, and yes, it does. Base hit for Templeton. He's on it first. With the pitcher coming up, and that's San Diego Padres pitcher hitting card. By 84, they were just doing pitcher hitting cards. Too expensive to do all that work for just guys that had, 20, 30, 40 at-bats. 6-4. 6-4 on the pitcher. It's going to be a 1 and a 4, a 17, and I believe that's going to be a strikeout. It's going to be a strikeout. And the top of the order. Let me just double check that. Let's see, wherever those... column 6. me see column 5. Hold on a second. Column 5 tells me it's like a little cross. The picture has column. Okay. Yeah. That was just a fly out. From 2 to 5. 2 to 5 on column 6. Oh, no, that's not it either. Hold on a second. Yeah, this rule is a little bit, I have to go into this rule a little bit because the rule, I know what the rule is, but it's not shown on the chart, you see. It doesn't show you on the chart when that rule applies. You see, let me show you real quickly here. I don't know if you can see this. Hold on a second. All right, so it says here, wherever you find this cross, right, and it's on 2 to 5, if the pitcher has this column 5 symbol, scored a strikeout with the bases empty. So those are outs. You see? Those are outs. But then what happens in the next page, on Gooden's card, it's also a 6 with that cross, but nowhere on column 6 does it show that little cross. And you would think that, okay, it's going to be from 2 to 5 like in column, but the difference is that in column 5, 2 to 5 is an out, whereas 2 to 5 in column 6 are triples. So you don't want to be taking triples away. So you can apply it really anywhere you want. I mean, I don't see why not. At least as long as I apply it, I could apply it from like 2017 to 21, which would be, yeah, I could apply it there. That'll be an equal number of chances, right? Okay, so Wiggins is up, and let's see. Wiggins is up. Let's do it. And single strikeout, runner on first, and Wiggins. Here's the pitch. All right, it's a 3-1, and it's a 3 is a 2, and a 1 is a 33. Column 3, and that's going to be a line out to short right field. Strawberries there, and that retires the set. And for you guys watching this that know a little bit more about it, let me know. Tell me, there's so many chart books, and I guess they sometimes forgot. Now, that could be on a separate, they have a lot of these separate sheets that give you other instructions. And I'll show you a couple of those right now. So it's you got this. Let's see if that this is the replay chart book, Advanced and New Features, 1981, effective 81. But it doesn't show that cross. Show that. Oh, there it is. On numbers 2 through 5, where the pitcher's column 5 has a cross, besides his rating, score a strikeout if there are 2 out and there are no runners on base. Okay. On numbers 2 to 5, but that's column 5. On column 6, you see Gooden's card has that on column 6, but here it doesn't talk about column 6. That symbol, it's like the cross symbol. There's no cross symbol here. And I think that's where they goofed up. They put the cross because he needed that, but it doesn't tell you when to apply that cross on what numbers. But I tell you, I could apply from 17 to 21, which would be an equivalent of the 2 to 5, right? 17 to 21, or 17 to 20, 17, 18, 19, 20, 17, 21, 5. The other one was 2, 3, 4, 5. It's only 4 numbers, so I would have to do 4 numbers. Mystery that, you know what, I'm not going to lose any sleep over. All right, Dwight Gooden leads off for the Mets. Here's a pitch from Andy Hawkins, and it's a 4-1. The one on this chart is the first baseman, Garvey. And what is Garvey? I didn't write any of these down, but I'll memorize them. Garvey's a 2. A 2 and a 1 is a 10. Column 4, 10. Probably a ball that he gets to, and he does. One away. So now a bouncer to the first baseman. Garvey steps on a bag ahead of Gooden. And here's Wally Backman, who walked in the first inning. That's a 44. Again, we go to the fielding column. This time it's going to be the shortstop. Shortstop Templeton's a 2. I remember that from before. And a 4 is a 6, and that's a hard ground ball. That's scooped up by Templeton and throws a strike over to Garvey. 2-away. And it's a 3-2, and that's a 2, and a 2 is a 13, column 3. This may be a base hit, and no, it's line ripped and caught by Wiggins, L4. So Wilson rips one, but right at the second baseman. Here's Tony Gwynn. Dwight Gooden with the pitch. 16, it's going to be a 1 and a 6 is a 46, column 1. And that is going to be a star. We're going to have to look and see what that is. Column 146, a strikeout. So Gwynn strikes out, and that's unusual. Here's Steve Garvey, right-handed hitter, 1-5, and that's a 36, column 1, and 36, column 1 is also going to be a strikeout, I believe. And that's on another chart. Yep, strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Gooden. And here's Greg Nettles, lefty hitter, 5-3, and that's a 3. And 3 on Nettles. It's going to be an 8. Base on balls. So Nettles walks, draws a walk. He hits down to first base, and with 2 out, here's Kennedy. Terry Kennedy, left-handed hitter. A 3-3, that's a 2, and a 3 is a 7. Column 3, the 7 is line to single. Runners advance 1 base. Refer to third base coach. I'm not going to move to third on that. There are 2 outs, but it does make a difference. I'm going to hold it. Don't want to deal with that right now. Here's Kevin McReynolds. It's a 4-1, another chance for an error. The 1 is what did we say was the first baseman? Keith Hernandez is probably, he's a 1. Wow. A 1 and Kevin McReynolds 1. That's a 2, which is a ground ball. And nice diving stop by Hernandez. Going to flip to Gooden covering 3-1. And that retires the side. So a web gem by Keith Hernandez. And guess who's batting? Keith Hernandez coming up to bat. Here's the pitch. And that's a 6 and a 3. That's a 4 and a 3 is a 20. And that is a fly ball. 20 center field, and McReynolds a few steps back and under it, squeezes it for the first out. Here's George Foster. Foster on the season batting .291 with 19 home runs. That's a 6 and a 4. That's a 4, and the 4 is a 45 under 6. Column 645, and that's going to be a line drive to left. Sure single. Runners advance 1 base. Roll 1 die against defensive rating of the left fielder. Okay, roll 1 die again with the runner on first base. Okay, we're not doing that. There's nobody on first base, so we're going to roll against the left fielder. If the die is not higher, play, he is held to a single. So let's roll. Where's my green die? That's the one I really like. But anyway, here it is. All right, so the left fielder, Bobby Brown, is a 3. And if the die is not higher, otherwise it's going to be something else. The die is not higher. Where was that? Roll 1 die. If the die is not higher, play it held to a single. If the die is higher, it's a double. So a drive, and that's going to drop in. And digging for seconds, Foster. Here's the throw from Brown, the tag by Wiggins, and he is out. No! The ball rolls out of the glove on Wiggins. Wiggins, mad at himself, he couldn't hang on to it. And Foster's in there with a 1-out double. George Foster. Here's Hubie Brooks. Pitch. These are double D6s, by the way. 3-3. It's a 2 and a 34. That's a drive down the line. I believe that's a drive down the line, a 34. And if that stays fair, It is fair ball, and digging, coming around third is Foster. Digging for second is Brooks, and he's in there with a double. Mets lead at 1-0. Darryl Strawberry, lefty hitter, against Hawkins. I'm going to put him on. Let's put him on, and let's face the righty. Ray Knight, the pitch tonight, and that's a 5-1. That's a 4, and a 1 is a 6. That is going to be a base on balls, I believe. 6 base on balls. Bases are now loaded. So Knight draws a walk, heads on down to first, and out comes pitching coach to talk to Hawkins. Bases loaded with only 1 out. Mets lead at 1-0. Mets, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. The Padres, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. It's going to be the catcher, F. Scott Fitzgerald, also known as Mike Fitzgerald. Pitch. And that's a 3-5, a 2, and and a 3 is a 5, column 3, halfway. Halfway on the 5, second to first, double play. 4, 6, 3, they turn it. They were not playing in. Decided to play back for the double play. And Fitzgerald bounces into one. 1-0 Mets, top of the 5th. Bobby Brown. Pitch from Gooden. It's a 1-2, and that's going to be a 36. Struck him out. Gary Templeton. Switch hitter with a 3-5. That's a 2, and the 5 is a 5, column 3. And that is a short fly ball to right field, racing into Strawberry, and he slides and holds on. Nice catch by Darryl Strawberry. Flashing the leather a little bit there. Here's Andy Hawkins, the pitch. And it's a 1-6, and that's a 46, and column 1, 46. What do we say that was? That's going to be a strikeout. How many strikeouts is that for Gooden? Holy smokes. He's got 8 strikeouts in 5 innings. All right. Yeah, Gary Templeton's the only one that's a little bit worn out on this in the set. Padres, but you'd figure the Padres to be worn out a little bit because they were, in the World Series. So here's Doc Gooden pitch from Hawkins with a 6-4, a 4, and a 4. That's a 20. That's a fly ball center field. McReynolds on the run, and McReynolds trots it down. So you got a good beat on that. Read it nicely right off the bat. Kevin McReynolds, future Met. By 87 becomes a Met. He's a 4-4 again. We go this time to shortstop. Templeton's a 2. And on Backman's a 6, and a ground ball up the middle, and Templeton gets there, spins the throw to first, scooped up by Garvey, and just gets the speedy Backman by half a step. Gary Templeton flashing the leather. Here's Mookie Wilson, the Mook, 5-2. That's a 4, and a 2 is a 31, column 5. And a 31, column 5. It'll be a fly ball, short left field. Bobby Brown hustles in and gets there. All right, so it's going to be Wiggins leading off here. Alan Wiggins. Wiggins in the replay bag, 248, 4 home runs in 135 games. Here's a pitch, and that's a 1 and a 5, and struck him out. Gooden with number 9 for the day. Tony Gwynn next. Pitch from Gooden. It's a 1 and a 2, and strikes him out. Back-to-back Ks. The second time he struck out Tony Gwynn. And here is Steve Garvey, the pitch from Gooden. And that's a 3 and a 4. That's a 2 and a 4 is a 59, column 3. Whoa, 59. That's high up there. And that's going to be referred to rare play chart. Ooh. Rare play chart is right in the book. Rare play 1. Let's see. Let's see what it says. Base is empty. Oh, see amendment. There's an amendment to this. Oh, God. 1977 rare replay games. All right, so there's an amendment somewhere. Playing rare plays. Base running, starting, relief pitching, miscellaneous. You guys must be watching this saying, oh man, there's a lot of charts. For some things there are in replay. Let's see here. Column 5, outfield starting pitcher durations. Let's see if I can find it. I've seen it before. Rare play. Book advance and new features. Column 1. I've seen that rare play issue somewhere here. Let's see if it's on this one. Oh, here it is. This is the rare play. Okay, there's amendments on the rare play. Column 1. What column was it? It was column 3 rare play. So, and it was, number was what? Did we say 50 something or other? 59 rare play with bases empty. Refer to rare play amendment page. See over. Bases empty. Innings 1 to 3. This is 4 to 6. Line drive to right field. Roll 1 die against the outfielder's rating. Large defensive rating. If the die is not higher, batter is out. So that's Strawberry. Strawberry's defensive rating out there is a right field is a large number, I guess. Range is a 3, assist is a 4. I guess it would be that 4, right? 4 is like the largest number, I guess. Let's see. And it is a 4, so it's not higher. So he makes a running catch. All right, whew. That was intense. Keith Hernandez. Pitch from Hawkins, and that's a 4-6. Again, this one, a 6 is, man, who's a 6? Column 4, I'm trying to memorize these. A 6 is the second baseman. The second baseman is a 2 and a 6. So Wiggins is a 3 at second base, and that 6 is going to be a ground ball, and Wiggins gets there, plants, Sam throws him out. George Foster with a 3-4, and that's going to be a 2 and a 4 is a 54, column 3. 54, column 3, and that's going to be, again, another star there, so we have to look. 54, column 3. Column 3, there it is. 54, column 3 is a dribbler. Okay, dribbler to the mound. Roll 1 die against a runner at batter's speed. So Foster is a 3. Roll 1 die against a runner at batter's speed. If the die is higher, he is out. So it's a 3, and that's going to be a 4. He is out first. And who fielded that? Oh, the pitcher. 1-3. All right, Brooks. 1-0. Mets here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch by Hawkins. Hawkins, the starter, can go 6th. So 3-6, then that's a 2, and a 6 is a 44, column 3. And 44, column 3 is a line drive to left versus a right-hander. Leaping catch by the shortstop. So Templeton goes up and brings it back down. L6. I guess it's the batter against it. It doesn't really say. It's column 3. It says versus left-hander versus right-hander. So I'm guessing it's versus the pitcher. The pitcher is the right-hander. And anyway, Gooden against Steve Garvey. Against Greg Nichols, excuse me. Here's a pitch, top of the 7th. Gooden can go 8, 6, and a 2, and that's going to be a 1 and a 2 is a 10. That's ripped to center. I believe that's a base hit. Yes, it is. Base hit to right center field, played by Strawberry. So tying run is on at first. And Nettles, not really a speedy guy. Let's see. What do we have to play the infield here? Get a pinch runner, and then do we want a pinch run for Nettles? Probably not. Okay, Terry Kennedy. Here's pitch. Yeah, that's a 5 and a 6. That's a 3 and a 6 is a 36. Column 5. See what's going to happen there. What did I say? 3 and a 6. 36. Column 5, and that's a strikeout. Well, it was a fastball by Kennedy. It was late. And Kevin McReynolds with a 44, and that's going to be shortstop. Shortstop Brooks is a 3, and the 4 is a 22. Column. So 22 with the infield halfway. The runner at first, and that's probably going to be halfway 22, and that's a ground ball single into the outfielder. Into the outfield. Runner on second scores, but the runner on first stops at second. So first and second. McReynolds muscles one through the infield, and that puts runners on first and second here at the top of the 7th. Now Gooden, what's the rule on this? Well, he's still good. He's still under his tired inning, his endurance inning, which is the 8th. So here's Bobby Brown, switch hitter with a 36, and that's going to be a 2, and a 6 is a 64. Holy smokes, a 64. On column 3, and that's going to be a line single to center. There's a runner on second. He draws a throw to the plate. On the throw, batter attempts to take second base. Roll one die against the catcher's defensive rating. If the die is higher, the batter slides into second base safely. The die is not higher, he is out. Center field to catcher to second base. That's pretty cool. All right. You don't see that in many games. All right. So, catcher Fitzgerald. His defensive rating is a 3. It doesn't say the small number. It just says his defensive rating is a 3. So, roll one die against the catcher's defensive rating. If the die is higher, the batter slides into second base safely. If not higher, he is out. So not higher than a 3. And it is not higher than a 3, so he is out at second base. So what did we say? We said it was a single to center, 8, 2, 4, and they throw out. Runner goes to third, but they throw out the runner at second base. And then McReynolds stops at third. So the tying run is at third base here with 2 outs. And it's Gary Templeton. Slide this over just a little bit there. There we go. All right. Templeton, switch hitter, batting from the left side against Gooden. Leaving Gooden in. See if we can get out of this jam. Here's the pitch. Gooden. And that's a 5 and a 2. That's a 3. And a 2 is a 29. 29, column 5. I don't know what that's going to mean. Could be a hit by pitch or something like that. No, it's a fly ball. Shallow center, and Wilson races in and catches up to it. Makes the grab. Now retires aside. Oh, they put numbers on these cards. 8, 14. I don't know what that's all about. Somebody wrote some number. I never noticed that. But you see, Templeton. Now, one way, let me teach you one quick way to clean these up a little bit. You got to be very gentle, but you can use an eraser, and you'll see how the grime from the card, from the fingers, the oils starts cleaning up. You don't want to do it too hard because you don't want to damage the card. You see the difference? See that? A lot of it came off. So that's one little trick that you can use, a pencil eraser. There you go. Looks a little bit better, not a lot better, but it's but yeah, that's what happens. Got a lot of grime on these. I'm only playing them once or twice, so I don't worry about me, but whoever played these before used them a lot. Alright, so that improves it a little bit without damaging the card, right? Alright, Darryl Strawberry's up here against Wiggins. Now let me look at the rule on the, again, I don't play this game very often, and I do remember some of the rules, but starting pitcher duration. Okay, let's see what's about starting pitcher duration. Note that most starting pitchers now have a small number rating next to their regular S rating. The B cannot take effect until he has pitched the minimum number of innings. Okay. And then allowed a base runner. All right. Okay, so Wiggins has pitched 6. So if Wiggins allows a base runner, then he goes to his B grade. Here's a pitch. Not Wiggins. Hawkins. I'm sorry. Not Wiggins. Again, another 4. Holy smokes. So that's going to be the second baseman. And now it's Wiggins. Wiggins was what? What did we say Wiggins was? A 2, I believe. Yeah, 3. So 3 and a 4 on Strawberries and 8. That's bounced to second base. Scooped up by Wiggins. Throws him out. What away. Ray Knight scores 1-1. And that's a 2-1. And that's a 3, and a 1 is going to be column 2. It's a 42 column 2. And that's going to be a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Now there's some, that's it. There's some injury, but I'm not playing that right now. Not worried about injuries. This is a one-off game. Andy Hawkins against Fitzgerald. Here's a pitch, and that is a 3-1. That's a 2, and a 1 is a 6. Column 3, a 6, column 3. And that's going to be a short fly to center. Racing in is McReynolds. There's been a lot of short flies. I think half the results are short flies. It's like Appa has the pop up to third base and the foul out to the catcher. And then Stratomatic has a lot of line drives. This one has a lot of short flies. All right, so Hawkins is leading off, and we're going to pinch hit for him. So he's out. And we're going to bring in a guy named Renicky. Oh, Renicky only had 20 bats. Let me see who I have here for me. I have Miller with 14 at bats. Flannery, a lefty. But yeah, we'll bring in Flannery. Well, that's our catcher, right? Isn't he a catcher? Oh, no, he's an infielder. Okay. So we'll bring in Flannery to pinch hit. Everything over here. It's a lefty. That's what counts. Okay. So Flannery against Gooden. Here's a pitch. And that's a 2-2, and so that's going to be a 12 on a 2. 12 on a 2 is single to center, rips one, drops in front of Wilson, and the go-ahead run is on base. So does his job, and here's Wiggins. Going to do a bunt. So bunt is interesting, right? Bunt. First of all, you got to need the sack. You need the sack play chart. Do we play in or not? 1, 2, 3, we're in. No, we're not in. And Wiggins is going to bunt, and let's see what happens. Let's roll. That's going to be 4. It's going to be a 10. A 10, and the ball goes to 2. And who's 2? That's the first baseman. So 2 and a 1 is a 3. Infield is back or halfway. That's going to be a good sacrifice. So ground ball sacrifice hit to Hernandez, who takes it himself, and moving to second is Flannery. Now Flannery should have decent speed because he is an infielder. And he does. He has 4 speed. Okay. So here's Tony Gwynn. Ouch. Gwynn against Gwynn. I think, but then we have to face Garvey. What do you do here? This is a tough team. But we're going to face Garvey because Garvey's a righty. So we're going to intentionally walk Gwynn, put runners on first and second. And here's Steve Garvey. Here's the pitch from Dwight Gooden. Big situation here. 2-2. And again, that's going to be, wow. That's going to be an 11 plus a 1 is a 12 on a 2. That's going to be a single. That's going to be a 12 is a single to center. Now I got to read this, right? Okay, single to center with 2 out, runner on second scores on a close play. On throw to the plate, runner on first goes to third. So runner advances 1 base. Okay, so nothing happens. Bases loaded. Another single to center, hit hard. So holding is Flannery. Bases are loaded for Greg Nettles. Now we could go to the bullpen. Yes, we will. Let's look and see what we got here. Oh, and the next batter, we're gonna have to pull a double switch. Let's pull a double switch, and we're going to bring in. We don't even know who the pitcher is going to be. Let me see. All right. Don't know who it's going to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a lefty from the bullpen. That's all I'm going to do right now. I'm going to bring in Tom Gorman, a lefty from the bullpen. Do I have any other lefties from the bullpen? Terrell's a righty. Gorman, I got Shirali on this team. Gorman, and then I got Orozco. Orozco's got 65 appearances. And he's right at his innings limit. Gorman is also at his innings limit. So I guess I'm going to go with Orozco. But, you know what? I'm going to go with Gorman. I'm going to go with Gorman. Because I'm going to pinch hit for him anyway. So let me go with Gorman here. Let me grab Gorman. Gorman's over here. Dodgers pitchers. What the heck is that? Oh. Oh, that's from the Dodgers. Now I gotta find the Dodgers there. All right, so that kind of got stuck in there somehow. This is another one that's kind of dirty. Wes Gardner, they must have used him a lot. All right, so I'm going with Tom Gorman, his A side. We'll replace Gooden here. Gooden had a great outing against the lefty, so lefty on lefty. Greg Nettles versus the lefty Gorman. See what happens. Bases loaded and field in for the Mets. 1-1, top of the eighth. Pitch. And that's a 3 and a 6. That's a 2. And the 6 is a 49, column 3. I have no idea what that means. And a 49 is going to be a versus a left-hander. It's a leaping catch by the second baseman. Any run around second is doubled up. So ripped to second base. Backman whips it to Brooks. Brooks in behind Gwynn, and they get the double play. Holy smokes. Just what the doctor ordered. It's a 4-6 double play, and that retires the side. Bases loaded, only one out. The Mets somehow managed to get out of it. All right, we're going to go with Goose Gossage. Who do we have batting here? The Mets. We have we get a pinch hitter, and then we're going to have a switch hitter, and another switch hitter, and then a lefty. So let's go with a lefty. Lefferts. All my pitchers seem to have reached their maximum. De Leon, Tim Lawler. We're going with Lefferts. Excuse me. Let's see. We're going to go with Lefferts. Hopefully we have Lefferts. Otherwise, we've got to track him down. It's a whole other can of worms. No, we haven't. He's there. You know, these older sets, you didn't get a lot of players. It's not like some sets like Fall Classic gives me like every single player for the season. But a lot of these older sets, you know, whether they be Appa or Strat, or they didn't do that. They just wanted to play with the heroes, right? All right, so we're going to get a pinch hitter for the Mets. So Gorman throws one pitch and gets a double play out of it. And now we're going to go to the lefty. Who do we have? A lefty pitcher? What is Lefferts? Yeah, Lefferts is lefty. So we're going to avoid seeing Staub. We're going to go to Martin. Martin is right. Jerry Martin. There's a pitch to Jerry Martin from Craig Lefferts. It's a 64, and that's a 2, and a 4 is a 38. Column 6, I believe that's a strikeout. And it is. Struck him out. Wally Backman. Pitch from Lefferts. And a 66, that's a 2, and a 6 is a 9 on column 6, and that is going to be a line to left. Base hit. See what it says, runner advance from base, runner on second, make them to score, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So Backman is on with a single. Strokes a single. And here's Mookie Wilson. Could pinch. I don't know how. No, Mookie Wilson strikes out a ton. He's not a guy you pinch run with. Here's a pitch. And that's a 2, a 3, and a 5 is an 8, column 2. 8, column 2 is going to be popped up, foul territory, and it's the second baseman over behind the first baseman, Garvey Wiggins. FO4 for the second out. Here's Keith Hernandez, Lefferts, pitch. And that's a 54. It's a 1 and a 4 is a 3, and that's going to be bounced to the third baseman. I believe that's third baseman. Let me double check so I can learn this. Try to play a game at night. 3 is a third baseman. Ooh. All right, I'm getting good. All right, so it's going to be who's going to come out and pitch? It's going to be Ed Lynch is going to come out and pitch for the Mets. Let's make sure we have him on the roster because, you know, again, like I said, yeah, there he is. Okay, so Ed Lynch is going to come out. He's a 9 reliever. And he's going to face, when Lynch comes in, he'll be facing Kennedy, a lefty. Here's Ed Lynch, friends with Tom Seaver. I believe they lived in the same community over in Connecticut. 64, 3, and a 9. That is ripped, base hit. So Kennedy with a single. Not a speedy player, but he'll stay in there. Oh, wait, what happened? Single. Kennedy's on at first. Here's McReynolds, the pitch from Lynch. And that's a 3 and a 5. A 4 and a 5 is a 34, and that's going to be a drive in the gap. Oh boy, that's trouble. That is going to be a 34, and that's going to drop in there. Runner advances 2 bases with nobody out. It's going to be second and third, and Bobby Brown. So Mets are in trouble here. 1-1, top of the ninth. Bobby Brown, he is a switch hitter. So what do? We're going to intentionally walk him, but then we have Templeton, who's another switch hitter. Hold on, let me get a... Man. Bring in... we're going to walk... we're going to intentionally... let's bring in Orozco. And we're going to intentionally walk Brown. So we're bringing in Orozco here. Jesse Orozco is at the side. Against Gary Templeton, the switch hitter. Again, let me show you this trick. Trick of the trade. What do I do with my pencil? Here it is. So Templeton's card really dirty, so we're going to use a little bit of this. We did the other side before. Now we're going to do a little bit of this side. Don't want to do it very softly because if you do it, you definitely don't want to take off the numbers, the black on the numbers. Yeah, we can't do too much. Anyway, okay. Gary Templeton with the bases loaded, nobody out. The infield's going to be playing in on the grass. Here's a pitch from Orozco. And it's a 5-3, it's a 3, and a 3 is a 9. Oh my goodness, a 9. That's going to be a base on balls or a hit by pitch. Not sure which one that is. It's a 9, it's going to be a base on balls. Oh, if it's the bases are loaded, counted as 2 balls. Oh, I like that. I like that. So Templeton again. So let's not roll a 5. Let's roll, oh God. All right, so that's going to be a 2, is going to be the second baseman. Backman is what? Backman is a 3, and then the 2 is going to be a 1. Oh, and the infield is in. So we got a 3 on the infield in, and that is going to be something. But now we got to look on the other column. Infield in, I mean, in the other chart, because there was an amendment to this. Column 4 in. Hard hit ground ball. Holy smokes, there's a whole thing here. Okay. First base occupied, second halfway, infielder's choice trying to double play. If the double play attempt, runner first, roll 1 die against the batter's speed. If the die is higher, he is out. First double play. Other runners advancement. If the bases are loaded, the throw home retires a runner from third. In addition, the catcher throws to first in an attempt to double up the batter. Roll one die against the catcher's speed. Not the batter's speed, excuse me. If the die is higher, the batter is out. Okay. Templeton, speed is a 4, so we need a 5 or a 6. And do we get it? Oh, no. He is safe at first. So it's going to go, what do we say? What did we say it was to? Not that it matters. I think it was to the second baseman. So it's going to be 4-2. You get the runner at home. So Templeton hits a hard smash to Backman, and Backman throws home. And now we're going to get Lefferts. So we're going to have to bring in a pinch hitter. And we got a lefty, so we're going to go with a righty. We're going to go with, who we got there? Carmelo Martinez. Carmelo Martinez. All right. Orozco gets the sign from Fitzgerald. That's Scott Fitzgerald. The pitch from Orozco. And that's a 6 and a 5. A 3 and a 5 is a 19. That's going to be a sacrifice fly for sure. A 19 reads, deep fly to right field, runner on third, and less than 2 outs, score a sacrifice fly, runner on second advances to third. So that's a deep fly to right. And both runners will advance. So the Padres go up 2-1. 2 away. So Martinez does his job and gets to run in. He gets high fives in the dugout. And this here comes Wiggins. Wiggins switch hitter, the pitch from Orozco, and that's going to be a 2 and a 3. And that's going to be struck him out. All right, can the Mets come up with a run to tie it and 2 runs to win it? That's the question here in the 9th inning. We're going to bring up who's going to be the closer. Oh, the Goose. The Goose Gossage. Let's see if we can track the Gossage. Oh, these are kind of. Oh, the Gossage is right there. The Goose. All right. And he will be facing Foster. George Foster has the power to drive one out. He's got 19 home runs on the season. So Gossage against George Foster, the pitch, and that's going to be a 1 and a 4 is a 36, strike 3. He goes down on strikes. Next up is Brooks. What the heck? Huey Brooks. Pitch, and that is a 65. Oh boy. That's a 2 and a 5 is an 18. And an 18 is a deep drive to right field. Way back goes Gwynn to the track, to the wall, and makes the catch. 2 away. So they gave it a ride. 2 and a 5, but Brooks does not have a lot of power. All right. And here's Darryl Strawberry. So 2 outs. So the Mets are down to the last out. Strawberry has the power to tie this up and see what happens. We need a 6 column. And we don't get it. We get a 2 and a 3, strike 3, and the ball game's over. So Gossage retires aside, strikes out Strawberry to end the game. Lefferts wins at 6-2. Lynch loses at 7-10. Gossage 38 saves. Andy Hawkins, the MVP, pitched a great game, but so did Gooden. Mets only managed 4 hits. Box score. Let's look at Gossage. Gooden struck out 11 in 7 innings, lowered his ERA to 2.80. 7 hits, 1 run, 2 walks. But rough time for the Mets offense, who failed to really ever get going against the pitching, the Padre pitching. So anyway, that was a presentation of Replay Baseball Classic. Now, what I could do also is I could just print out, just scan Templeton, and use that card and just kind of save this one so it doesn't get more beat up. It's already pretty beat up, but I don't know. Do I have another game against the Padres? I'm not even sure. I don't think so because I played 2 games against the Padres. I'm only replaying the Darling and the Gooden starts. Those are the only ones I decided to play. So let's see what happens here. Let's go to the next series. Yeah. So I'm gonna automatically autoplay the next game. It's also against the Padres, but it's not. I'm not interested in that game at all. I just play the games I want to play. Then they play again, the Padres. But it's Terrell. Not interested in playing that one, so let's autoplay that. And then let's go to the next series. Let's see who the next series is made up of. The next series was going to be Darling. All right, Darling against the Cardinals and Duhar. So that sounds good. I'll play that one. So anyway, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe my channel. Take it easy, guys. Take care.